Hello everyone, I'm Yoko. In this channel, since events happening in China aren't being widely covered in other countries, I'll be sharing information I've gathered on my own in English. I have obtained information from multiple media, so I would be happy to receive your opinions on the content of the videos through comments. If you enjoy it, please subscribe to the channel and show your support. This time, I would like to talk about the situation of Chinese car dealers. There have been reports about the sudden bankruptcy of the AO Group, one of the top sales companies in Guangdong province. This company handled cars from many popular manufacturers in China, such as Mercedes, BMW, Honda, Volvo, Chevrolet, and Citroën. However, the company's performance deteriorated, and there were reports in June 2023 that employee salaries were delayed. At that time, about 1,000 employees in the Tiananmen area of the AO Group had not received their salaries for March and April. As a result, concerns about the company's stability increased on the internet. In China, it is common for employees not to be paid, but this is deteriorating in various industries. One of the problems is that it becomes difficult to retain valuable employees when salaries are delayed. According to information from 2023, some employees resigned, and others were offered higher salaries. On the other hand, the company's financial situation worsened, and it filed for bankruptcy in 2024. As a result, the quality of the company's services decreased, and the remaining employees had to handle a greater workload. Many service centers and sales outlets were closed at once, and new cars owned by the company were seized or moved. The cause of the bankruptcy was a lack of cash flow. The company was planning to close its business that day. There are rumors that some cars were taken away by banks, but it is unclear whether this was done without legal procedures. In any case, the company was unable to avoid bankruptcy. It is worth noting that similar bankruptcies are occurring in the same industry. This situation is because the car dealer model, which is heavily dependent on after-sales service, is facing a crisis in China. The Chinese Communist Party is promoting electric vehicles, EVs, to strengthen the domestic EV market. They want to establish EVs domestically first and then capture the global EV market. This is their long-term strategy. The purpose of promoting EVs domestically is to stabilize the operations of EV companies and increase their competitiveness. EVs, unlike gasoline cars, require less maintenance and have fewer aftermarket accessories. The EV market is growing rapidly, and traditional dealers who rely on maintenance and aftermarket sales are finding it challenging to compete. As a result, dealerships focusing on EVs have a competitive advantage. They can focus on sales and service that do not rely on aftermarket sales. The automotive dealership industry in China is undergoing significant changes due to the rise of electric vehicles. Many traditional dealerships are struggling, and some have gone bankrupt. The strategy of the Chinese Communist Party to promote EVs domestically and strengthen domestic EV companies has had a significant impact on the automotive dealership industry. This is a crucial trend to watch for in the coming years. In the case of gasoline cars, regular maintenance is necessary, and companies providing aftermarket services appear to be doing well. However, with EVs, the only thing required for aftermarket service is battery replacement, which is usually done directly by the manufacturer rather than existing dealerships. Therefore, as EVs become more common, companies that provide aftermarket services may not be able to make money, and there is little room for profit due to the lack of accessories that can be added to EVs. For example, navigation systems are likely already included in EVs. Consequently, dealerships cannot make much profit by saying, "We will install a navigation system," or "We will install something else." This means that the business model of automotive dealerships is very different from gasoline cars. In China, there are cases of buying cars on the internet. It's a little scary to buy a car on the internet, but in Japan, there are also cases of buying used cars on the internet. In any case, traditional dealerships appear to have little room for profit and are struggling to survive. By the way, dealerships also engage in various initiatives such as selling insurance. However, recently, insurance contracts can also be made on the internet, and many major companies are making contracts without going through agencies. As a result, the profits of insurance agents have decreased, and the automotive dealership industry is also facing challenges. Furthermore, the automotive dealership industry faces various challenges, such as changes in capital, the entry of companies with different capital strengths, and the loss of dealership profits. The business model of automotive dealerships, which used to make a lot of profits, has become increasingly difficult in China due to the forced EV shift by the Chinese Communist Party and the resulting changes in the environment. This environment is expected to remain unchanged in the future, so even surviving dealerships will become increasingly vulnerable in the future. Therefore, the conclusion is that the forced EV shift in China is making the gasoline car-related business difficult, and in the future, if problems arise, such as emitting CO2 through the entire EV manufacturing process and subsequent disposal, or it is deemed better to use hybrids, the situation will not return to what it was before. This is a topic of concern for the future when more Chinese people move to Europe and America, as many issues may arise. However, if the Chinese government is involved, Western countries may oppose scientifically due to political aspects, so even if China tries to sell EVs overseas, it may face many restrictions and ultimately end up selling them in the domestic market. However, the problem of China's low supply capacity has been a long-standing issue when the supply is low compared to the demand, and this problem may worsen further, making the situation more difficult, and Chinese companies may become fatigued and go bankrupt. This is a problem that has been repeated in various fields, not just the automotive industry in China, but I believe there is a very high likelihood that this pattern will occur. Well, there are various views on the future of EVs, so I would be grateful if you could share your opinions. This concludes today's discussion. See you next time.